Okay, now we want to talk about adjusting the lasers of your AR bolt so that green or red laser is to your sight. All right, so let's quickly install the AR bolt. I'm going to put it on this nice little short piston gun. Let's go ahead and pop it in. Get the trigger housing. We've got our trigger pin already set for this particular gun. One quick note while doing assembly, we want this trigger bar to be on the trigger itself, not the disconnector. The disconnector moves around and such, that's why the trigger bars move off to the side. You may have to do some finagling with the foot to get that to work, but that's basically how it should be orientated. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and line that up. Boom, snaps together. All right, give it a test. That feels pretty good. Now I got to adjust the lasers. Okay, so I want to adjust the lasers to the red dot at some distance. I'm going to pick about 20 yards and just bring the laser up to that red dot. At further distances, the laser is going to strike higher. So what I may want to do is eventually adjust it to say like 100 yards. So at 100 yards, the red dot and the green or red laser coincide. All right. So basically, you want to take this extended hex wrench, and you will note that in the ejection port there is a windage adjustment. All right. So what I do is I'm going to pop the hex wrench into that windage adjustment and go ahead and reach out at a target. All right. Okay, so I've turned the red dot scope on, and now I'm going to reach out at this target on down there. And all right, what I'm seeing right now is that it is actually pretty close. I'm going to make a slight adjustment. The way you can do this is it's a little bit tricky. You got to actually hold the trigger all the way back to keep the green laser on, and then adjust that to your sight. So this way to do it, you can figure out a lot of ways of doing it, but I just shoot with my weak hand. It's a little bit awkward, probably something that's not recommended. And give slight adjustments left and right till the windage is set. Now, I got to adjust the vertical. The green dot's a little bit high from the red, so I'm going to go underneath into the mag well, and I can find the vertical adjustment. That's why this hex wrench is long. If you lose it or what have you, it's basically a 1.5 millimeter hex wrench, and you want to get it a couple inches long to fit in there. So I reach in, I mount the hex wrench into that vertical adjustment, and I got to kind of hold it in place as I go upright with it. All right, I hold the laser back, and I'm going to bring that down a little bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. Nice, nice, nice. So at this distance, that green laser basically is somewhat coincided with the dot. Of course, that distance is with the offset, it's going to change a little bit. I would suggest adjusting it maybe like 50 yards or so. That way your line of sight and the laser is going to come up and kiss it. With a short barrel like this little guy, of course, you're going to have a lot of adjustment. At about a 20-inch barrel, you have about 18 minutes of adjustment before the laser starts pinging the side of the wall, So anyhow, another thing you can do, which is kind of slick with this, of course it's a training device, it's not a bore sighter, but once you do get it set in, it's fairly repeatable. Once you pop it in and out, you just may have to tweak it. But if you're changing your optics, what's nice is you can basically pop it in and put in your new optic. And it's not just a bore sighter at this point. It's a calibrated bore sighter. So it's one little special bonus you can do with it. All right, shooters. Today you're going to be shooting the AR-15 with the SIRT training bolt. The SIRT training bolt was developed by Mike Hughes, a jackass up in Northwest Washington.